What up, YouTube? It's your boy Double M, and I'm coming back at you with another tutorial. But first of all, it's been a minute. How are you guys doing? Not really. How are you guys doing? Just wanted to make sure you guys doing good. Are you guys having a good time? Make sure that you're enjoying this holiday. Hope you guys are enjoying this holiday. Hope you guys are enjoying this Christmas season. And I hope you guys are staying safe. That's the number one thing. Make sure that you're staying safe. Me? Nah, I'm Gucci, fam. I just had to handle a few things. But now that they're out of the way, now that there's no other interruptions, we can get down to business. Anyway, you see, a while back, I got a comment requesting for a tutorial to be done on expressions. At first, I was like, am I really the guy to be doing a tutorial on expressions? I didn't feel like I was the guy doing a tutorial on expressions. I know how to draw expressions. I know, don't get me wrong, I know enough, but I didn't know enough to be 100% certain, you know? I still felt like I missed out a few points here and I missed out a few points there. So I decided to take this opportunity, and take you through what I have learned. So it's sort of gonna be like where the tutorial maker is going to learn from the tutorial as well. We're in this together. Now, let's go through it. Okay guys, since we're starting out, we need to start small. Baby steps, calm down. We need to start with 5 easy main expressions. Now in the future, I will have a tutorial covering more complex expressions, how to combine these 5 main expressions and make more expressions, more complex expressions with more, feeling. Anyway, since we're starting out, we're gonna start small with 5 easy main expressions. As I said, the 5 main expressions which are easy enough to learn. These I found out recently are the 5 main expressions. You have angry, you have sad, you have neutral, you have happy, and you have shock. These emotions should be easy enough to read, understand, and draw. Remember, we're not trying to complicate things with complicated emotions, with complicated expressions. Let's just keep it simple. Now, there's a few things I need you guys to do before we get started. I need you guys to drop a like, and I need you guys to hit the subscribe button to join the Double Empire. Oh no, I'm waiting for you. We can't actually get started. Okay, so we have our first expression, the neutral expression. With this expression, nothing is being expressed at all. That sounds weird. Anyway, nothing is being expressed at all. So the parts of the face that usually show the emotion, which is the eyebrows and the mouth and everything else, are going to be at rest. The eyebrows are going to be roughly straight at rest, just above the eyes where it usually is. And the mouth is going to be roughly straight, closed, open, whatever it is. Everything is at a neutral state because this is the neutral expression. Remember, everything is not perfectly straight when they are in the neutral state. The eyebrows are not going to be perfectly straight above the eyes, and the mouth is not going to be perfectly straight when closed. Now, when drawing the eyes, that's not really something to focus on. In this expression, yes, the person can look tired sometimes, but they're just fairly open most of the time. So that's how the neutral expression should look like. Now we come to the next expression, the shock or surprise. Usually what I notice about this expression right here, this expression makes the person's face look stretched, elongated, because of a combination of few things. Let me take you through those. Few things. First of all, you have the eyebrows, which are arched and pulled up, which are pulling upwards, which most of the time will make the eyes look big, which gives that idea that the person is shocked. Now that I hear myself, that's actually pretty obvious. Anyway, you have the eyebrows which are pulling up, making the eyes look big, and you have the jaw. Not all the time will someone that is shocked have their jaw dropping, although the reference pictures that I have now, all their jaws are dropping. The combination of the eyebrows being pulled up and the jaw being pulled down, this is what makes the face look stretched when someone is shocked or when someone is surprised. These should be the important things to point out to see that someone is shocked. I keep on talking and I hear myself and I'm like, duh. The next emotion, anger, rage, One thing I've identified about this emotion is the way that the facial parts of this expression, right? The eyebrows and everything will be working almost opposite, if not completely opposite to the way that they were acting in the expression of shock and surprise. Let me explain. In shock and in surprise, the eyebrows were arched and pulled up, pulling the face to make it look stretched. But it's the exact opposite in anger, because here you can see that they're pointing down and scrunching that amount of skin in the center of the face, which is making the face look squashed. One thing to identify as well, not all expressions of anger will look the same. Some will look really, really, really angry, like this boy right here, and some will look simply angry, or like what you doing, like that one right there. But still, I still see that in this expression, the eyebrows will always pull down and will always make the face look squashed. It just depends on how angry the person is. The person is really angry, the face is really squashed, and vice versa for not really angry. The next expression we got is sadness. Now I've identified the facial parts here in this expression doing a mixture of things to really pull off the character having that sad expression. Number one, you have your eyebrows, which aren't too high or too low like anger and shock before. The important thing about them that makes the person look sad is how they perk up in the center, how the eyebrows will perk up and sort of curve down with the arc, curve down like that. That's the number one thing that I've seen makes a person really look sad. The other thing is the mouth. The corners of the mouth, open or closed, are most of the time, or let me say all of the time, gonna be pointing down. Combination of these two things really makes a person sad. Now, one thing I also identified is that tears is something that adds on to the emotion. It doesn't identify the emotion. Remember, someone can cry of joy, someone can cry of happiness. It depends on the eyebrows and the corners of the mouth to show whether someone is sad or happy. Hey, speak of the devil, it's the next expression. Now, how anger is almost the exact opposite of shock, happy is almost the exact opposite of sad. In the expression of sadness, you have the eyebrows arcing down, perked up in the center like that, with the corners of the mouth down. It's the exact opposite for happiness. You have the eyebrows arched up, too high, too low, doesn't really matter as long as they're arched up. And the corners of the mouth are always going to be pointing up, they're always going to be higher. Another thing to identify, in sadness, since the corners of the mouth are coming down, since the corners of the mouth are being pulled down, the cheeks are being pulled down, which gives enough space for the eyes to be shown. It's the exact opposite for the expression of happiness. Since the corners of the mouth are pointing up, they're pushing the cheeks up against the eyes, which makes them look a little bit small. This, I think, is one of the reasons why most of the time when someone is happy or someone is smiling, they'll have their eyes closed. But not all of the time they will have their eyes closed when they are smiling. It just looks smaller than they would when they would be any other expression. Now that we have covered the main expressions, the 5 easy to understand expressions, there's a few key points I want to give on the facial parts that express these 5 main expressions. Number 1, the eyebrows. They will have most control over any emotion. Depending on how the eyebrows are folded or how the eyebrows are arched, an emotion can change from one to a completely different one, sometimes to the completely opposite. The eyebrows will always dictate what type of emotion it is, the main type of feel you should get when someone is expressing this emotion with the way the eyebrows are folding on this emotion. Another thing I like to do is show the intensity of the emotion by showing how open the eyes are. What I'm trying to say is the more the eye is open in that expression, the more intense that expression is. I like to think the energy that the person has showing this expression depends on how open the eyes are. Like on the left, this person looks angry, yes, but he's tired. He looks like he's tired of someone's rubbish, tired of someone's... Compared to the right, he looks like he's ready to end someone. The next thing I want to talk about is how the jaw will make the face look stretched or squashed. Yes, I know I said when the person is shocked, their face looks squashed, but when the person looks angry, their face looks stretched. But this is the extremes. When someone is shocked, the face is extremely pulled. When someone is angry, their face is extremely squashed. But the jaw, when open, will still stretch the face to a degree. When someone is laughing with a wide open, the jaw will still calm down and will still stretch their face. Now, the last tip I want to go over is how different open mouth expressions or different mouth expressions can give variety to normal expressions. On the right, you have someone who is excited, confident to do something. In the middle, you have someone who is a little bit confused, a little angry, but a little bit confused to whatever is happening. And then on the right, on the far right, you have someone who is pouting. Even though the eyebrows are legit the same, the mouth expression gives this similar emotion, a little bit of variety to show how different this one looks from that one, you know? Don't worry, I have a tutorial that goes over how to draw open mouth expressions if you want one. This is going over how to think when drawing these open mouth expressions, like the corners of the mouth, how open it should be, how everything on how to think on drawing the open mouth expression. Now we come to the point where we have to train, where we have to practice drawing these main expressions with their different variations. Another thing I identified, it's important to work with reference. You can find reference on Pinterest, on Google, or you can make your own reference. Record yourself doing this. Take pictures of yourself making these different expressions. The three things that I feel are important to practice is the positioning of the facial parts, the eyelids, and the different mouth expressions for variation of these 5 main expressions. Now, the positioning, that's important to understand what type of expression you're drawing. The positioning of the eyebrows, how the eyebrows are going to be situated on the face, how the mouth is going to be open or closed to show the person is shocked, angry, happy, sad, or neutral. Second thing, the eyelid. Like I said before, the more the eye is open, the more open the eye is, the more energy, the more intense that expression is on that person. Person with a roughly closed eye will look tired, but when it's open, wide open, with a decreased size of the pupil, I recently learned that you decrease the size of the pupil to show even more intensity in that expression. Usually when someone is angry or someone is shocked, it shows a lot of intensity when you decrease the size of the pupil. Anyway, depending on how open the eye is, there's a lot of intensity in that expression. And the last thing, the different mouth expression. These different mouth expressions are so powerful, they can change someone from being happy to someone who is confused, or someone that is yelling out of anger, or someone that is being confident. You know what I'm saying. Practicing like this, understanding what's happening and going over different reference pics should give you experience, should give you the knowledge on how to start drawing expressions. And with that, we have come to the end of the video. Like I said before, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to drop that like and share this video with others who are also trying to learn these expressions, you know, and hit the subscribe button to join the Double Empire. Being part of the Double Empire, we do many things, man. We do tutorials, we do challenges, we do simple podcast like talks. It's something that I recently started called Sketch and Rants. Go and watch them if you're interested, and other art related videos. Come on, hit the subscribe, don't be shy. Make sure to check out my other videos as well. Make sure to check out my Instagram and my Twitter. Links are down in the description. You get to see more of the art that I post. It's going to my Instagram and my Twitter. God bless, and until next time, Double M out. I know, don't get me wrong, I know enough, but I didn't know enough to be 100% certain, you know. I've still